Well, hey, and welcome to another episode of Beatle Dustino, coming at you again today with yet another video, yet another What's in the Box video. I said I'm kind of on a singles box train here, I guess we'll call it. And we've done recently the CD singles box, and I'll kind of throw in the EP CD singles box set too. I had done those a little while back, and then I had done the Ringo Starr Record Store Day Ringo box set that had a few of his singles, and then the 2011 Record Store Day Beatles box set, which had one more. It had 4 different singles in it. I said they were leading up to a big one, so we will be talking about that one here. Before we do get started, though, I do want to thank all my subscribers. Thanks to any new subscribers, and there has been a lot lately. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, if you do like the video, please give it a like. It really does help out the channel, and do leave a comment. I love having a discussion with everybody. But let's get on with this episode of What's in the Box. Put the gun down. I saw you with the box. What was in the box?
You took the box!
Oh, what's in the box?
Let's see what's in the box! Nothing! Absolutely nothing!
Brad Pitt, you are not going to figure out what is in the box if you go on to Wheel of Fish. If you're on Wheel of Fish, there's never anything in the box. So stop freaking out. There's nothing in the box. But there is something in this box. Ooh, as it's sliding out, because it's heavy. And this is the Beatles, the Singles Collection. There we go. That's the official title there. I will get that right for once. It features the 22 singles, UK singles, and they really did a cool job with this box. So I'll show you quick here. I'll just show you the front. Not much on the side, the top, the bottom, just all blue. And here's the other side where everything does slide out. I'll just kind of pull it out here, and we'll show you that much. There's what's in the box now, nothing. But yeah, this is all just blue on this. And I will show you the spines here. Let me make sure nothing goes sliding there, of all those 7-inch singles. And we're going to get into what makes this box so special. I think this is one of those you must-have type boxes. Unfortunately, the other must-have box that I don't have is the Beatles in mono vinyl set that came out in, 2014? And I would say if you got this one accompanying it, you are set with the vinyl box sets. I know at least the recent modern vinyl box sets. I'm going to go through a few little stats here with this. This was released on November 22nd of 2019. It did feature the 22 singles, plus there's the custom double A side single of Free as a Bird and Real Love. It had replaced, and there was a Yesterday single that was in one of the older singles box sets that kind of replaced that one. It does include a 40-page booklet with essays by Kevin Howlett. Pretty standard in most of these Beatles box sets. You do get a book with his essays and such in it. The UK really didn't do picture sleeves. I think I counted in the book here. It does show what the actual sleeves would have looked like on these. And they just used kind of generic sleeves on most of them. It was only Strawberry Fields Forever, Penny Lane, Let It Be, and You Know My Name, Look Up the Number, and then Free as a Bird and Real Love. Those were the only ones that had actual picture sleeves that were released in the UK. So what they did instead, they included picture sleeves from around the world, because most other places did use picture sleeves. So they just used a different sleeve from a different country on each one of these. So, and we'll go through that when we get to it. I did mention there were some other singles boxes. First one that came out, it was called the Singles Collection the Singles Collection 1962 to 1970. That was originally released on March 5th of 1976, and I should have the picture of it up there. And the next one they kind of updated a little in the early 80s on December 6th of 1982, and they just called it the Beatles Singles Collection. So yeah, pretty much the same name the whole time. It did include a few more, which was back in the USSR. Let me try that one again. Back in the USSR, there we go. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, backed with a little help from my friends, and the Beatles movie medley was also included in that at the time. It did spawn a couple of other format versions of that version of it. And there was the first one that came out, the CD mini singles, so the little 3-inch CDs, and that came out on December 20th of 1989, and that was just the EU, UK, and Japan that received that. It also had a cassette singles version, which was only available in the UK and Spain. That came out in 1991. I don't have an exact date on that one. And then it just had the regular size, I guess, maxi single. They call it, even though there were only 2 songs on each one. That set came out, and that was the one I did the What's in the Box also on. And that came out on November 2nd of 1992, and that was in the UK, the US, Europe, and Japan. That version came out. Then, yet the other singles box that came out, the most recent one, aside from this one, was that Record Store Day singles box that just featured the 4 singles, which would be Ticket to Ride with Backed with Yes It Is, Yellow Submarine Backed with Eleanor Rigby, and that is how they have that one listed. I see in here it's the other way. I think it's considered a double A side though anyway. And then Hey Jude and Revolution and Something and Come Together. So there we go with that. I did forget to show too, this did come with a backing sheet. So there is what it came on the box there under the shrink wrap. And you can see all the picture sleeves there of all the singles. And then just this wrapped around to the bottom with the UPC and all that. So I'll show you that quick. And then before we do get on with the singles, I'm going to just show you the booklet quick. And I'm not going to show much on this. I don't even think I'm hardly going to page through it. But there's the front of the book, plain red spine, nothing written on it or anything. And then the back, really interesting little book. I couldn't put it down the other day. I know I've read through it before, but the other day doing my research, I started to read it. Here's that page I said with all the pictures of what the UK sleeves would have looked like, at least somewhat, because I think there were even variations on that. But yeah, you can see there's only a couple that do got an actual picture sleeve. I think we know about all those, but it's about 40 pages long. Nice little book. Really talks about how the explosion of the music happened there and just how quick they went from just starting out to how quick everything expanded there. And they did transfer them over from the master tapes. So that's one of the key reasons why I say this is probably one of the most vital sets, because it's one of the best sounding for that true analog experience. I know that's why the in mono box gets a little better love than the stereo box that recently came out. And the stereo one was digitally sourced, where the in mono, they went to the original masters, and this is the same deal. These went to the original masters on that. So let's get looking though at the picture sleeves here and the disc. This might be a pretty long video because there's quite a few of them here, and I will go through which country and record label and such each of these did get issued on. But the first one, of course, is Love Me Do and P.S. I Love You. There's the front and the back, the spine, and one nice thing, all of them got a little inner sleeve, and they did reproduce even the record label with this. So there's Love Me Do on the Tolly record. So this was out of the US. There is P.S. I Love You on the B side there. And up next is Please Please Me and Ask Me Why. And this one was from Italy on the picture sleeve on this one, on the Parlophone, I believe they pronounce it, if it's the Italian version of Parlophone. But there is the back. There's some information there. Let me get my fingers out of the way. They all got that plain white inner sleeve, polyline, so I'm not going to show you much on that every time. But there's Please Please Me and Ask Me Why. And up next we got From Me to You and Thank You Girl. This is Norway on Parlophone. So there's the front and the spine and the back. And there's the label for From Me to You and Thank You Girl on the Parlophone label from Norway. Up next we got She Loves You and I'll Get You, and this is on the Greece Parlophone label. You do see there is an Odeon on the back here. I see the front though does show just Parlophone, but there is the back and the spine. And there's She Loves You and I'll Get You. Next up we got I Want to Hold Your Hand and This Boy, and this is from Chile on the Odeon label. There's the front and the back. Actually, I might have had that wrong. That's the front and that's the back. There's our A side, which would be I Want to Hold Your Hand. And This Boy on the B. I think I do got that right. Well, all right. How about that? And up next is Can't Buy Me Love and You Can't Do That. And this is from Austria, again on the Parlophone. I believe they pronounce it, like I said. I think, again, I held it backwards. There we go. So that's the front, the back, and the spine. Let's hold that with both hands so it's a little more steady. And there's Can't Buy Me Love and You Can't Do That on Parlophone. Now I got Can't Buy Me Love in my head, picturing them jumping through that field from the film. Speaking of the film, we got A Hard Day's Night and Things We Said Today. And this is from the Netherlands on this one on Parlophone. There's the front, and I did get it right this time. And there's the back. Show you the spine. There is A Hard Day's Night and Things We Said Today. I think I got it right. Yep. One thing I forgot to mention, these are on very heavyweight vinyl. So I don't know if it's 180 gram, but they are very nice, high quality, heavy vinyl. And up next, we got I Feel Fine, and She's a Woman. And this one is from Sweden on Parlophone. There is the back. We'll hold the spine there. And there is I Feel Fine, and She's a Woman. I got that up right? Yep. Up next, she's got a Ticket to Ride. So a Ticket to Ride, and yes, it is. And this is from Spain on Odeon. There's the front and the back. So great with all these different sleeves. I think this was such a great idea to feature all the different countries, different sleeves that they would do, and just get kind of a new image of it. And there's Ticket to Ride, and yes, it is. And up next, we got Help, I Need Somebody. Oh, and again, I'm holding it backwards. There we go. That's the front. And this is Help, and I'm Down. And this is a Belgium release on this one on Parlophone. So there's the front, truly. There's the back. There is the spine. There is the A side with Help, and the B side with I'm Down. And up next, we got We Can Work It Out and Day Tripper. And this one is a French label from France on Odeon. There's the front and the back. Hope I'm not getting too high on the camera there. And we'll show you the spine there. There we go. We Can Work It Out on that great orange Odeon label. It looks so great. And Day Tripper. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, always kicked off Past Masters. That was one of the first Beatles CDs I got, and I just loved getting into that groove with starting my listen to Past Masters every time. Past Masters Volume 2, I should say. And next we got Paperback Writer and Rain, and this is from Turkey. The trunk, a black and white version of the trunk label from Yesterday and Today, covering up the Butcher album. I don't know if that's what they were doing in Turkey there, but there was the front and the back, and there's the spine. And this has got a great looking swirl, like an orange and yellow swirl, kind of like that Capital swirl label, but a little different. But there's that Odeon Turkish label there with Paperback Writer, and there is Rain. And here up next, we got Yellow Submarine and Eleanor Rigby, or Eleanor Rigby and Yellow Submarine. I'm not sure which one is correct. Book, I think, listed the opposite way in the booklet there, but the sleeve, clearly Submarino Amarillo and Eleanor Rigby. I don't know if I pronounced that right at all. But this is Argentina on Odeon Pops, it's called there. But there is the front sleeve and the back. And there is the spine, and it does show Yellow Submarine on the A, so we're going to just go with that, and Eleanor Rigby on the B. And up next, we got Strawberry Fields Forever and Penny Lane. There's the front. Very familiar. This is pretty much the sleeve that the UK used, but this is not a UK sleeve. And there is the spine. This one is Australian on Parlophone. They were Strawberry Fields Forever and now Penny Lane. I believe they only used one UK picture sleeve, and I love how they use it's a different country. There's no doubled up countries at all in this, so that was really cool. So up next, we have got All You Need Is Love and Baby You're a Rich Man, and this is from West Germany on Odeon. So there is the front, here is the back, and there is the spine. And there's All You Need Is Love on that green Odeon label, and Baby You're a Rich Man on the B side there. Up next, we got Hello Goodbye and I Am the Walrus, and this is from Mexico on the Capital label. So there's the front, and there's the back, and the spine. There's the Hello Goodbye on the A side. I got that right? Yep. That kind of yellow and orange swirl again. This time Capital, but not quite the US Capital version of this. And there's I Am the Walrus. And we're getting there. And probably one of the most psychedelic covers on this. This is the Lady Madonna and the Inner Light. And this is on Odeon from Japan. And a rare one in this set. Probably for any single set. I'll show you in just a second here. There's the front though and the back. We'll hold that spine. And the uniqueness, it's a gatefold. There is Lady Madonna and the Inner Light. And we are getting there. Trucking along here. Next up, we got Hey Jude and Revolution. And this one is from South Africa. That is such a cool picture sleeve there. And this would be Parlophone, be the label there. There's the front, the back, and the spine. There's Hey Jude, really filling up that little 45 there. And Revolution. Next, we got Get Back and Don't Let Me Down. And this is from Denmark on Apple Records. And there's the front and the back. Ringo looks so great in this picture. All the rest of them are kind of posing normal, and Ringo's making some weird face. And there's Get Back on the A, and Don't Let Me Down on the B. And next we got the Ballad of John and Yoko and Old Brown Shoe. And this is from Portugal on Parlophone, not on Apple. Of course, Yoko had to join them for that one. I suppose that would make sense. Take a look at the front again there. There is the spine. There's the A with the Ballad of John and Yoko, and the B with Old Brown Shoe. And this one is a really unique one. This is Something and Come Together. And it's kind of a, they must have kind of considered it like a double A side because they gave it two, well, I suppose it's just wrapped around. So there's the front and there's the back. And this is from Israel on Apple Records. Spine there. And there is Something Come Together. And like I said, we're getting to the end. We're definitely getting to the end now. So next up, the only UK one on Apple Records. It is Let It Be. And You Know My Name, Look Up the Number. You know my name, and what's up with you? All right. Just listened to that the other day on Beatles radio and trying to figure out who was singing each one. I think I got a pretty good idea, but I don't know. I hear there's a lot of argument on that. But there's Let It Be. And You Know My Name, Look Up the Number. On the B, the cut apple. And we are truly there for showing you all the different discs. So the last one is kind of that bonus one. And this one's kind of been in the news lately. So we got Free as a Bird and Real Love. And of course, it's just their picture sleeve from their individual singles there. The spine there. And of course, this is worldwide. They consider this one. And there's Free as a Bird on the A. I think this is technically a double A side, but there's Real Love on the B, or the double A. And of course, there is all the talk, the rumor of the new song, more likely Now and Then, but also more likely Free as a Bird, and Real Love might be getting a little remix and a treatment to the new technology. I'm curious what's going to happen. I really hope they come out with a new compilation. Been having a lot of discussions with like Beatles Tone and so forth and so on, watching everybody's thoughts and predictions. Well, my thought and prediction, or at least what I'd like to see a new compilation for a new era, introduce a new era of people to the Beatles, much like the Red and the Blue album did back in the 70s. In the 80s, I don't know if we can say past masters or just the reissue of all the albums on CD. And that, I would say, probably brought in quite a few new fans with new product on the shelves there, at least with the new format. And then in the 90s, I got introduced through first live at the BBC and then the anthology. That was quite a ways to get introduced. The 2000s had Beatles 1, and we really haven't had anything since that. You can maybe kind of say Love and the soundtrack from it and the fact, the show's going on in Vegas. You can maybe say that, but that was still in the 2000s. Yeah, we have not had anything, and I would love to see a new compilation. I'd love to see Free as a Bird and Real Love get remixed and put onto that too, along with the new song. And I know there's songs that just maybe haven't made some compilations in the past. Let's, make a new compilation with some great songs. I mean, you can't go wrong with hardly any Beatles songs. Well, there's a few out there, but not many. But yeah, I would just love to see that, and I'm really looking forward to it. We'll go from there. But do stay tuned for my channel because I will be featuring whatever comes out when it comes out, and I'll try to bring a little news. I'm not the best at the news, so because I only record one day of the week, and it's tough to even get this day done. So, but we do want to get closing up here, at least closing up the box for now. We still got a couple of things to cover, so I'll close that up, and that was what was in the box. Of course, I usually do go through some prices. I'm not going to go exact on this. I did look it up everywhere, so we'll throw Amazon up there, eBay, Discogs, so forth. I don't think you're going to find it outside of those type of sources right now. It's only a couple years old, but this sold out good, and even used ones, I would say you're probably looking at $200. It's $200 and up. I saw new ones going as high as like $700. I think it was close to $700. So yeah, this is not going to be a cheap box, especially if you want to get a sealed copy of it. Even a used copy at $200 is not cheap. I believe it was right around in that range when it came out new too. I'm not positive. I'll maybe see if I can figure that out, kind of what originally the cost was there. Yeah, be on the lookout. I'm sure it's out there. I'm sure you're going to find a version. It's just, what do you want to pay on it? It is going to at least put you back a couple $100. So, and do be on the lookout. Someone tells me, I haven't heard anything of it, but possibly there might be fakes out there or scams that they just might not even send you anything. I know that kind of happens with some of the vinyl stuff. So if you see it under $200, I would be really skeptical of it. I do see a lot on eBay where they're just selling like the single disc, just the sleeve and the disc. So I don't know if people broke up the set. I'm shocked on that. But anyways, I am going to get wrapping up. Do let me know what your thoughts on this box. This is a beautiful box. I'm so happy to have it in my collection. I wish I had some of the bigger album boxes in my collection on vinyl, but I just never could spring for those, I guess. So especially that in mono one. Yeah, just let me know your thoughts on this box. And again, I want to thank all my subscribers. Thanks to any new subscribers. Like I said, I've had a lot lately, so thank you so much. It's really helping build this channel. I do want to build this channel a lot, and I'm glad people are enjoying my content. And speaking of enjoying it, if you did like it, do give it a like. Really helps out the channel. And if you've stuck around to this point, and I know this one's a long video, if you've stuck around to this point, you must like it, so give it a like. And do leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this box or any of the other singles boxes. Let's have a discussion. But anyways, as this has been long, I am going to not ramble on too much and get signing out. I guess we could go as one of the singles say. I say hello, you say goodbye, but yeah, I'll say goodbye. Or at least I'll say, I'm BL Dustino, signing out.